Welcome to the Morning Update. I'm Ash Gardner. New South Wales Police are finalising plans on how to enforce new rules across the CBD on New Year's Eve. Premier Gladys Berejiklian announced yesterday crowds would not be allowed along the foreshore to watch the world-famous fireworks display. 9 people from the northern beaches have been fined after attending an inner-city wedding in Sydney. Police were tipped off about their whereabouts. 3 other people are also expected to be handed infringement notices. Well, it's D-Day for the Sydney Cricket Test, with the decision set to be made as early as today on whether Melbourne will host the third test. Cricket Australia has been locked in talks with the Queensland Government to secure exemptions for players, coaches and broadcasters to travel from Sydney to Brisbane ahead of the fourth test at the Gabba. The man awaiting trial accused of filming a dying police officer after a horror crash on Melbourne's Eastern Freeway is back behind bars. Richard Pusey fronted court overnight on a number of charges following an alleged standoff with police on Sunday night. Tourism operators will meet with the federal government today to discuss the long-term viability of the sector, which has been hit hard by the pandemic. The industry is set to lose more than half its usual revenue over the summer holidays as a result of border closures. Transport and Tourism Forum Chief Executive Margie Osmond says it's been a tough year.
Big hotels and accommodation people up and down the coast and around the country who once again have employed more people to deal with demand, well, they've had to stand people down before Christmas.
Hospitals in the UK are buckling under the pressure of soaring case numbers. Non-urgent procedures are being cancelled as they scramble to find space for COVID-19 patients. A Chinese journalist who reported from Wuhan at the peak of the initial coronavirus outbreak has been jailed for 4 years. Turning to sport now, Cameron Green and Pat Cummins will be back at the crease this morning when Day 4 of the Boxing Day test gets underway at the MCG. The Aussies hold a 2-run lead with 4 wickets in hand. And in Big Bash, the Adelaide Strikers have taken out a 71-run win over the Perth Scorchers. In entertainment news now, Full House star Lori Loughlin has been released from prison after serving her 2-month sentence over the college admission scandal. Her husband was sentenced to 5 months for paying $500,000 to get their 2 daughters into the University of Southern California. And Ryan Seacrest says while there won't be massive crowds in Times Square for New Year's Eve, the celebrations will still be big. He says this year's event will be dedicated to essential workers. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcasts news team. We'll see you later for another episode of The Update.